went okay. I mean, it's pretty. Oh, it's being recorded. It was pretty intimate because it works out that the distributor there's like sort of booking agents and they put out calls for theaters who want to have it. Like this was just a one night special event with Q&A with me. And so the film house that was sort of make more sense, that plays independent cinema, they were booked up. So this was like a big multiplex out kind of in the suburbs a little bit.
Nice.
So so yeah, it was pretty intimate crowd, but it was nice. It
I think that
happened.
I think that's the right crowd for that kind of
Yeah.
movie.
Well, but yeah. So I don't know if that crowd is the crowd that got there, but I know quite a lot of people here because I come here all the time to visit with my parents.
Yeah. So the first question I prepared was, who is Anne Marie Fleming in her own words?
You prepared that question?
Yeah. I thought it'd be a fun introduction. I'm not really used to doing interviews, so gonna would you like to pass on the question?
Who is Anne Marie Fleming? Oh my God, it sounds like something from the Colbert Report. Well, um, a little bit about my background. I was born in Okinawa when it was a United Nations dependency. My dad is from Australia. My mom's from Hong Kong. Her parents are her dad is from southern China, and her mom is half from northern China and half from Austria. So like we've been mixed race for several generations. My great grandfather was a traveling Chinese vaudevillian acrobat and magician,
Wow.
and that kind of leads into one of your next other questions, I suppose. Um, but yeah, I was born in Japan, but I have no birth citizenship because I don't. And then we lived a little bit in Australia, a little bit in Hong Kong, and then I grew up mainly in Vancouver. But I've also lived in Toronto and Germany and Chicago, and I am not quite a citizen of the world, but I certainly have been to a lot of places, and I'm, I'm a filmmaker. I'm a storyteller. I'm a visual artist. I'm a writer. At one point, I thought I was going to be a doctor, but I couldn't pass
Mhm.
calculus.
Oh no.
Um, I know it's sad. So I'm a human being, and I think a lot of my work I do has themes of family, history, memory. I'm very interested in maybe because of my own life or my own family. I'm always interested in people's stories and people's histories and sort of the whole geopolitic that allows that to happen. So that's why I was really intrigued when you told me about your story because I thought,
Yeah.
Yonemori, I thought you were,
I
Japanese,
also
descent.
I'm
And yeah, that was a crazy story. So who am I? I am a work in progress.
a work in
And
progress,
yeah,
aren't we all?
yeah.
So that does lead into I have the questions in order, but I think we should go out of order. So
Hmm.
Shanghai Follies is your upcoming hybrid animation project. I was doing research on it prior to this interview. I was looking at the website and everything about it was super interesting and novel and fresh. And my question was, what do you hope viewers learn about the mixed race experience from watching that film when it comes out?
Well, wah wee wah. I live in Vancouver
Brad.
now. So, like I people just take for granted people who live in urban centers, and maybe that's, most of the people who would go and see independent cinema, they're just because of accessibility. Um, we take it for granted that mixed race is so common. And it is not. It is not still common all over the world. And it certainly wasn't. You know, in my generation, it was less, and my mother's less, and her mother's less. You know, it used to mean certain things. It used to signify certain things. And so it's interesting. I've always been brought up to be very proud of being mixed race, and I didn't understand why. My grandmother was always telling me how much better it was to be mixed race. And,
Really?
yeah, like everything was great about being mixed. It was and I didn't understand till I started doing research on, my family that I didn't understand that mixed race was so looked down on before. It was such a, it was something that you didn't want to be. And so what do I th want people to learn from? Well, it takes place in 1932. My story takes place in 1932, and it's about my family who are traveling Chinese mixed race um, acrobats and magicians, and because my grandmother and her sister were in the act, it was very much about the mixture of cultures, East meets West, and celebrating this. But in 1932, everything was changing, and borders were shutting down, and there was, the Chinese Exclusion Act in North America, and being what miscegenation was still illegal in a lot of states in America. It wasn't exactly a great thing in Canada. A lot of people don't realize this because a lot of people are mixed race.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, you
yeah,
don't know until you're on that border.
yeah,
And it's just all of that is coming back, all of these conversations about, ethnicity and purity and all that kind of stuff. It's unthinkable, but it's part of the discussion again, like discussion in the world. And so um I what do I want people, it's not a film about, oh, maybe it is, maybe it is a film about being mixed race. Mixed race is really important to me, and I always have mixed race characters in my films.
yeah.
But it's like, um, I took theater when I was in university in my undergrad, and it was so funny hearing I overheard some guy talking about me and saying, oh yes, those people who are on the border of two cultures have such an interesting perspective on things. And I just went,
Yeah, I get
and
that
I
all the
went,
time.
right, I'm going, oh my God, who is he talking about? Oh, he's talking about me, because we're all just living our lives and our families are just our families. And then when you can take a step back and I'm going to use that word again, when you see the geopolitics of what made it possible, the decisions and the opportunities and the boundaries that made you possible,
Yeah,
I'm really fascinated by that.
yeah.
So yes, if you maybe for the mixies out there, maybe for the Hapa out there,
Hapa?
um, well, Hapa is kind of this, it used to be a derogatory term in Hawaiian, but now it's been kind of, have you not heard it?
Never heard it.
Okay, maybe it's just West Coast. Maybe it's just West Coast,
That's
but
close.
it's been sort of reappropriated by people of Asian mixed race cultures as so just as mixies,
Hmm.
In fact, there's a Hapapalooza festival that happens in Vancouver, which is a
Wow.
celebration of mixed race. You've never heard of it?
Never heard of it. I've been in Toronto
Oh
my whole
my
life.
God. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, maybe it's for people who are mixed race to think about, oh, it is a big deal,
Yeah. We are.
Like not maybe it's not for people who aren't mixed race to think about mixed race. Maybe it's for people who are mixed race to understand that there's a whole bunch of history and a whole bunch of things that people went through to make us possible.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about how everyone is mixed race, and
Yeah.
Filipino people is just a cross between Chinese and Spanish.
Yeah,
Italians are the way they are because of crossing between Caucasian people and Africans. So you got the darker skin tone.
yeah, yeah,
Those people,
absolutely.
yeah,
You just have to, but how we define it,
yeah,
is so weird.
yeah. On a
Yeah.
long enough timeline, everyone will be mixed race.
Yeah, exactly. But we will not all look like Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez is mixed race.
But she looks like she is, doesn't she?
I don't know what Jennifer Lopez looks like off the top of my head.
Oh, she looks good.
She looks, I'll have to take your word for it. I always thought she was Hispanic or something.
She is Hispanic, but
Huh,
she's Hispanic in something. Well, I mean, what is Hispanic? She is Hispanic, but like, she's obviously a mixie.
interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a very thoughtful answer. Um,
So
how are
I,
you?
I, I made, I made it. I mean, I was I'd not thought about it, so I don't know how eloquent I was, but
No, it was
those
very,
are my thoughts.
very interesting as a mixie. I'm gonna start using that word now. Yeah,
Well, yeah, well, my generation, I was called, we're Eurasian, but I don't think that term is as popular anymore.
it's. I think it's more popular in describing a genre of music.
Oh yeah, okay. So,
How are you balancing historical fidelity with the fictional storytelling in Shanghai Follies? Are there any liberties you're taking?
no. So,
Yeah, hard
no,
no.
it's based on an event that happened. It's based on loosely on my family. It's a real situation, but it's totally fictional. But because I'm going into this historical world and it is a real world, I've been very, very careful about all of the verisimilitude, all of the checks. Like there's nothing in it except for the storytelling that is made up. And some of it will seem quite shocking. I've had to tone down a lot of it, and people are always going like, "Is this true? Was this true?" Because you can't make up what is real. I
Yeah,
mean, like, it's so fantastical. It's unbelievable, and that's not always in a good way. I
yeah,
mean, if you were trying to describe now to the future, it would seem pretty weird, you know? Like you just don't have to make it up.
yeah. Historically, a lot of stuff was pretty cartoonish, like witch burnings were real.
I know, how crazy is that?
I
I mean,
know.
that's crazy.
Yeah, but it's real.
Yeah, but it was
So,
real. Yeah, real people burnt.
are there
Yeah.
parallels between Shanghai Foley's 1930 setting and today that made you feel inspired to tell this story today?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, I've been working on this for 24 years and
Really?
I started it, I made a film, a documentary, an animated doc, mixed hybrid doc called The Magical Life of Longtack Sam. And then September 11th happened
Hong
when
Kong.
when America was attacked and everything changed. And I just thought, oh, wow, things are going backwards now. People are getting more insular. Things are shutting down. I thought that, for sure, immigration, racism, all these things were, starting to take a larger place. Like I thought, like for my generation, we thought that the sort of the progressive agenda was winning, that
Hmm.
things were going in a positive direction, and it seemed like September 11th was a big slam on the brakes for that. And it, you know, so that's what I started it. I wanted to tell the story of the women in the Magical Life of Longtack Sam. It was really finding and celebrating my great grandfather's life. But I was really interested in the women who, took the second billing, and particularly his Austrian wife and my grandmother and her sister. Uh, but like look at what happened, jump ahead, you know, from then jump ahead 15 years and we're in COVID and suddenly, like the immigrants that weren't so wanted were, from Middle East countries, but suddenly, if you were Asian, if you were Chinese, like the racism that happened because of COVID
Oh
was
yeah.
just off the chain, and so it's like, yeah, who's next? Like, who's next on the sort of like the chopper of who's coming or who's not welcome anymore,
It,
you know? So now it's Hispanics,
and
it's
Indian people.
yeah, like
Yeah.
it's like it will be you at some point somewhere it will be you. So it took me this long, but now, I haven't raised the funds for the film yet. We're talking about a film that does not exist, but a film that is ready to
To
exist.
exist.
It's ready to
Prime.
exist. It is time because if I thought that 2004 was like 1932, I was incorrect. Now, 2025 is like 1932, and we have all of these war rumblings, the same conversations that were happening, you know, uh, the Great Depression. There was, you know, so the economy, but also there in 1932 it was film that was taking over vaudeville. You're having this huge technological change, and here, you've got AI,
Oh
and
yeah.
what's going to happen, and ooh,
Oh yeah.
like people are so worried about their livelihoods at a time where everything else is just quivering, you know. Yeah, and again, huge, xenophobia and just xenophobia generally. I think that and yeah, and we're all scared and nobody knows what's going to happen, and it's everything old is new again. I think it's super relevant, and also it's a way to be able to talk about our time now uh by talking about the past. And I
Yeah.
think, like, why is it animated and not live action, is I think that it can be universal. It can be more universal because it seems more fictional. There's another layer of distance between you and the storytelling, because it's not real people. I think that helps you open your mind more to what's being said, before you put up the barriers, or that's not how it was, or that's not how it is, because it's all make believe, but all the facts will be true.
Right. But when you
Mhm.
say it like that, do you think the world will bounce back after a calamity, disastrous event? You think so this time?
I'm pretty selfish. I'm
Yeah.
very selfish here. I mean, of course it will. I just want it to happen now. I don't even want it to happen. I just I want us to be
Yeah.
bouncing back now in my lifetime, like for everything. Like, my last film was about climate. I said, like,
Oh
no,
yeah.
I want it to fix now. Yes, I really do. Like, I am hopeful in the long run, but I don't,
I don't know either.
I'm only here in the short run. I
Yeah,
want
me
it to be
too.
better now. I want it to be better now.
Yeah. Like when you bring up climate, that's an issue humanity's never faced before. Like you can't, like you can shoot Al Qaeda, but you can't shoot climate change. You can't negotiate with it.
Well, listen to what was said yesterday at the UN by the President of the United States, that
Even I
climate
saw
change
that.
climate change is a hoax.
Yeah,
It's
my
the
dad
biggest,
voted.
it's the biggest scam ever. That's the leader of the most ostensibly powerful and diverse and forward-thinking country in the world, or that's what it's been branding itself as. So that just is staggering. It's staggering. It would be great if he was right.
Yeah, it's a real
but it does
bummer.
but it doesn't seem like it. It
No,
doesn't seem like it's a hoax. A lot of people suffering. Did you see the all the typhoons and flooding in southern China and Hong Kong
well,
today? And like,
those didn't even make my headlines. It's
oh my gosh.
climate change used to be something abstract I learned about in science class, and now it's what I
Yeah.
feel when I step outside my door in September and it's 28 degrees.
Yeah, you walk outside and you're on a
And
climate field trip.
the air is sweating.
You're
Yeah,
sweating.
it's so gross. I
Mm.
Yeah. So my next question is how
Yeah.
bad do you think things have to get for our world to become Can I Get a Witness?
I thought we were there.
Um,
I thought we were there years ago, but I was wrong. Yeah.
yeah. It's a bit of a scary question because it pushes the doomerism to 150%.
Well, but it's just so interesting, how, and for sure it's a survival technique, but how quickly human beings can normalize things.
Oh yeah.
No?
Yeah, I think when we have to start wearing masks to go outside because the air is so poisonous.
Well, that's been happening in Asia for a
All
super long
right.
time.
All right.
Yeah, it's just now, now it's Canada.
Oh yeah, the country where I live.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It has to wait till it comes to you, till it comes home.
Yeah.
So,
It's already in the United States. Like there was a flooding in Texas.
oh no,
Yeah.
well, I think what'll change, like I've never been a smoker, and uh I was just so amazed how all these non-smoking laws came into being finally. It's taken a
Yeah.
long time, and it's not like smoking's gone away, but you're not allowed to smoke in public places and all this stuff, and it's just amazing. To me, it's amazing. And the only reason that happened is because insurance companies figured out that it was just too expensive to support anymore. It was just too expensive. And that's when things will happen. It's all the money. It's
Yeah.
always the money.
Right.
When climate is costing the United States, well, forget about other countries, trillions of dollars.
Right.
When it gets too expensive to ignore, I mean, it's like, oh, it doesn't matter what your politics are. You just have to do things to mitigate that will help. It doesn't matter if you believe in monsters or not, but if you close this door, your cat doesn't get eaten. It's just
Yeah.
you do what works. You do what works. I mean, the cigarette companies, they said that in the court cases that lung cancer was a geriatric disease. It was something that didn't get you till you were older, right? So
Mm.
therefore it couldn't be caused by cigarettes. And it's weird, but it's like,
Yeah.
you know,
I wonder if they're done rebuilding all the things that were damaged in the LA fires this January.
well, we don't know. It's like a secret.
Yeah.
I went down there a month after the fires to premiere Can I Get a Witness in Santa Barbara, where a lot of the LA,
Damn.
right, a lot of the LA fire
Yeah.
refugees went. And I mean, I was I was absolutely traumatized. But in
Damn.
LA, you know, because you can't go to the areas that were damaged, they're like you can't drive there.
It's like Chernobyl.
Well, you just don't, it just seems like it was just a another beautiful day in LA. And it didn't feel like traumatic, and nobody really talked about it. And it's like, again, it's just like you go on, right? You just go on. Because LA is a place where there's always been fires. Um,
Yeah.
Always, always, always. And so people take these things in some kind of weird stride, and instead of saying, well, it's not climate change, it's just something that happens here in this
Yeah, I remember
area.
someone said that to me. It's like LA's always had fires.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. And then they blame the government. They blame forestry. They blame, like people are moving too much into the wilderness areas. Or people aren't chopping down enough trees, or blah 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 blah. That it's not climate change. It's hinterland maintenance.
Yeah.
Or blah blah blah. Like, and it's not that those things aren't also true, but yeah.
Yeah. That's bleak. I remember reading something that someone from LA said, when they breathe the air in that area, they're breathing in the ashes of their neighbors' furniture, maybe even their pets.
Well, I mean, that's why. it's so dangerous to be a firefighter
Oh yeah.
because you're going into the most toxic of environments. You know, it's like why you think about a tsunami and you think about a wave, but that wave is carrying all the detritus of a society, whether it's from furniture to dead dogs to like, you know, just effluence. That's what's hitting you. That's what's killing you. It's not like, oh, a big wave from the ocean. It's like our entire culture is smashing you to pieces.
That's kind of poetic when I think about it. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so I've never seen Zoolander, but what inspired the inclusion in Can I Get a Witness? It's kind of a personal, lighthearted question. I've never seen it. It was before my time.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, you should watch it. It's really stupid and it's like laugh out loud funny. And I know that I have used it in the past to cheer up, you know, a friend who is going through a really horrible, sad time. It's that it's there. It's a classic. It's not Sunset Boulevard, but
No.
you know, it's a must see. It's a must see film, and it's so funny because so many people who've seen my film have never seen Zoolander.
Hmm.
They've never heard of Zoolander, but by the third time you've heard it, people are still laughing and wondering, you know, what is this?
What's
What is
the
this
deal with
title
this Ben Stiller movie?
that's brought so much joy? Yeah, and I mean, and Duck Soup was almost, you know, 80 years before that, you know, for a lot of people who are the Marx Brothers, who are, you know, um, what's this all about?
Yeah.
So, yeah, because it's just sort of everything is of its time, right?
Mhm.
And like so many things in Can I Get a Witness are just not, these things are not continued. You know, like there's only two generations in Can I Get a Witness? There's no more, there's no history, and all that history is just going to be lost. And even something as frivolous, you know, even though it's pleasurable and frivolous as you
Zoolander?
know, Zoolander.
Yeah.
Zoolander.
I
Oh
would
my God, you got to see it.
I would think if one movie were to be preserved for all of human history that sums up the human experience, it would probably be 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Have you seen it?
Yes, I think it just sums up we find the technology destroys us, and it creates something new. Yeah, I think so. My meeting's about to end because I don't have the pro subscription to Zoom anymore, but
Oh, okay,
yeah,
great.
I
So,
got one more question.
okay.
What's the best response you've gotten from Can I Get a Witness?
Um, Thank you for your action.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who said that?
Um, some biker dude.
A
Some
biker dude?
biker dude. I mean, a lot of people have a very emotional response to it, but for me,
Oh
this
yeah.
is first and foremost a climate action film. And just to hear that put so clearly was very meaningful to me because we all feel helpless, you know, we don't know what
Oh
to
yeah.
do. And the whole meaning about the whole theme behind Can I Get a Witness is that we do have agency and what we do does count, and we shouldn't stop believing that. You know, it wants people to just be mindful and you know live with intention. It's not asking people. It's I'm not asking
Yeah.
people to leave the planet at 50.
No, I think a lot of reviews misunderstood that,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
the way you're selling it, you sound like a very hopeful person, actually, if you made that.
Well, I think we all have to we all have to be
Yeah.
hopeful. We all have to be hopeful because we all got to work together. We're all we got. All we got is each other, and there's a lot of us.
Yeah. I think we have time for one more question is when can we expect to see Shanghai Follies?
Shanghai Follies, if I get funded this year, it's 2 years to make. We'll see it. We'll see it in 3.5 years. It's gonna
Three
take
and a
that
half
long.
years. Where do you get the funding
Fastest.
from?
I'm trying to fund it all in Canada.
Mm.
So, a lot of my films are funded one way or another by government supported agencies and industries. I consider myself a civil servant and I take it quite seriously. Like I really do think about what I'm making, why I'm making, should I even make it, because I realize it's a great privilege for me to have had the support to make my stuff, get my thoughts out there, and
Yeah.
hopefully they're not just my thoughts. Hopefully I'm sharing part of the zeitgeist.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think Can I Get a Witness, if we make it into the 2030s and 40s, will definitely be a defining film of the 2020s.
Whoa, well, we will
So,
we'll be
yeah.
there. So
Like,
we can revisit your prediction.
yeah. When I think about the future, I just get scared. So, and I have more future ahead of me than a lot of people. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, but life is scary. If you really thought about all the things it takes to go right for us to get to the next day or even be here at all, it's just all a big miracle. So it's just like if I had advice, just like cut out the noise and just focus and put your little gifts out in the world.
Yeah. I was just trying to get funding for one of my own projects, a story about the single most mixed race person in the world who
Oh,
becomes
wow.
who becomes a celebrity because people would rather rush to race mix as much as possible than accept people of different races. So they'd rather eliminate race as a concept.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
it's
Oh,
based
that's
on a short
interesting.
it's based on a short story that won an award at an art gallery last year. So I'm applying for a little grant to turn it into an animated project.
Oh, wow, that's super cool.
Yeah. Um,
That's super cool. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's an interesting,
yeah.
yeah, interesting thought experiment.
Yeah, it's a local organization. They're offering these up to $5,000 grants for little projects. So I hope I get it. I have a long history of grant writing. Like I've won over 300,000 for nonprofit related stuff. But
That's great.
keep going. Yeah. Yeah.
Keep going. I mean, like, yeah, don't, like it's just you do it because you want to do it more than you don't want to do it.
Yeah, that's a very good way to put it. I'm not as passionate about things as I was when I started doing it because I was 18. I had something to prove, but like the older I get, I don't feel like I have as much to prove anymore. You're feeling
Well,
okay?
well, but maybe you'll start making things for different reasons, like, yeah, um,
Yeah.
yeah, just like uh, yeah, that your passion will come from other sources.
Aw. Hopefully. My dad's also pretty sick. Like we had to buy him a walker yesterday.
Mm.
Yeah, he can't. He collapsed in a parking lot because his legs just gave out. He's almost 80. His mind is getting there. And whenever I look at him, I think about parts of your Can I Get a Witness where is it ethical to keep these people alive?
Well, you know, it's so funny because this was all, when I wrote the stuff, my parents were not that, their health was not an issue. And it took me so long to get this made. I mean, my father is that $1 million person who just takes like a village to keep him going. Like there's carers with him right now. And is it it's interesting the the ethics of he all the stuff is also all these single use non-recyclable medical
Yeah.
medical devices and
Yeah,
that he needs
16.
every day, like garbage bags of stuff every day, and but it's what is a life, what is a human being, what is a life worth living. It's it's just different questions, the same questions as can I get a
Yeah.
witness, but different, yeah, just a different experience of that,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's really hard. I'm sorry that sorry that your family's going through that.
Yeah.
It's hard to see, those changes.
The decline. Yeah. It makes me feel like I'm living life at three times speed.
Yeah.
I'm 21 and I'm already dealing with this. So
Yeah. Well, it it gives you because you do go through it, you just go through it, and you don't want nobody wants to go through it, nobody wants to deal with it, but somehow you do, and it gives you strength, and it gives you compassion, and it gives you perspective, and it gives you hopelessness, and it gives you anger, and it gives you, yeah, it changes your focus and what's important, um it's it's life.
yeah, it's the nature of the biz.
Yeah, and it doesn't get easier.
No.
It doesn't get easier